more can I say?
Top Billin. Yo, Top Billin. All right, Top Billin, let's take a look at what Ohio State did to Clemson's defense. Man, it was a complete bludgeoning. Your man Brent Venables had to hold your boy Ryan Day's pockets. This is the second time in a row that we've seen this happen to Brent Venables in the playoffs, man. I'm starting to question Brent Venables a little bit there. Some of his schemes are a little, what he did last year against LSU was just weird. And this stuff against Ohio State, I can kind of understand it. To me, this wasn't your normal Clemson team of old. This Clemson team, to me, lacked high-end talent at both wide receiver and the defensive backfield. A guy like Darian Kendrick, I think he's completely overrated. He has short tenure at the position, so maybe his ceiling is high, but as right now, he's more name value than he is what he can do on the field. And Ohio State, they don't have them problems. They're top to bottom. To me, the best wide receiver core in the entire country, not named Florida. So those guys have it like that, especially you factor in the tight ends. The offensive line has a chance to be good on occasion. Sometimes you can see some leakage there, and sometimes those guys just look ferocious, especially when they have that run game going, right? Trey Sermon been a breath of fresh air. Definitely one of the better running backs that we've seen in this Ohio State, along with J.K. Dobbins and these guys recently. But something about Trey Sermon, man, he's come right at the right time. And, of course, working with Ryan Day, the mastermind himself, and with Justin Fields at quarterback. Tough road to hoe, even for the Alabama Crimson Tide on defense. However, Alabama has high-end talent out the wazoo that I don't think Clemson has. Now, don't get me wrong, Clemson has some talent, but a lot of those guys are just young. And some of the guys in the defensive backfield just aren't as athletic. So it'd be a little bit different going against Alabama, or a lot different going against Alabama, and the schemes are different as well. But this is some really good shit from your man Ryan Day here. Check this out. All right, you're going to get what essentially is a curl fade combination with formation into the boundary right here. So FIB, you got a curl from my man Jameson Williams. Love me some Jameson Williams. Y'all know I love Garrett Wilson. I did something on him before the season started. I think this guy is going to be a complete superstar. Reminds me of one of my all-time favorite players in Terry Glenn, right? And y'all know I hate comparing people from the same college, but they have that same flair and acrobatics and shit like that. Half you cats out there probably don't even remember Terry Glenn, but he's running a slot fade on him here. And it's a conflict of assignment. And then, of course, you'll have a post down here from Chris Olave. He's getting to the post there. So what this is, they're working their vertical approach, right? So you're going to have a 3-deep approach from Clemson, a 3-deep shell. And then the fact that he's working vertically, he still has to take whomever's coming vertically in his area. So this will be he being Darian Kendrick here. You have Malcolm Green. He's going to work underneath. But then you have the vertical approach right here. So he has to essentially turn and run with this slot fade. And Darian Kendrick is a step or two too late right here going against your man Garrett Wilson. And the rest is history. Of course, front-facing play action fake. Look at that. Sucks everybody up in it. And then that's just too easy. Too easy, man. Too easy. First of all, you got to pay attention to that run game because Trey Sermon damn near give you 400 yards by himself there. Front-facing play action fake, you can't beat Ohio State like that. And look, this slide protection, pretty much damn near max protect, keeping everybody in with the slide protection here. So Justin Fields is going to have the time there. You see Landon Xander sucked up, like Skowski right here sucked up. Now it becomes, can he turn and run with Garrett Wilson? Garrett Wilson already in full gait. Kendrick having to make up a step, and he's doing that shit that I don't like. Why are you looking at the quarterback when there's a man running by you? Catch up to him and then worry about it. Now he's beat by 2 or 3 steps. Now look at him. Now he has to look at Garrett Wilson completely separating social distance from his ass. Social distancing measures being practiced. Good 6 feet there. Great shit by Garrett Wilson and great throw by Justin Fields. Just incredible. All right, now check this out. You theoretically have the same exact play. Obviously, they're going to give you formation, right? Ryan Day will formation you to death. They don't do a ton of different things, but what they do, they do it very well, and they'll do it out of a bunch of different formations. So Hey, if you see right here, another slot fade, another curl route, and they play it the same exact way. He even got Olave here getting to the post again. Same exact shit. This time Jeremy Ruckert, I think, running a stick route, though. So with that being said, this time, right, with their zone defense, they do a pretty good job of it. And this, I think, is the maturation of Justin Fields, at least from one game to the next. Now, that Northwestern game, you can say maybe it's just because of without Chris Olave, but I think it's more of the style of defense that Northwestern played and the fact that Northwestern was able to generate a ton of pressure on some of those zone blitzes that made them look a lot different. So from one game to the next, if you're going to be neutral about it, you'll say, man, this was a fantastic performance by him against Clemson, but that's coming on the heels of one of the worst performances that I had seen from a high-level quarterback like Justin Fields as well. So what can Alabama do? But on this, I love this because, look, reading deep, not there, dump it down, Trey Sermon, look at all that green pasture. Come on, man, that's just too easy right there. If you're so concerned about getting beat deep and you got a guy like this, you have to try to tackle an open field, good luck. Good luck. You see it once again here. Surveying. Same exact defense, right? They're working their deep third coverage there. Now, look, they could almost have this a lot of times I saw. Look at Chris Olave right here going against Mario Goodrich, right? He plants his feet, tries to flip his hips, and gets ran right by. Now, look at the coverage over here. If Justin Fields – if he could have just held on to it a little bit more, but I applaud this right here, him being able to check this down instead of taking a hit, but he would have had another touchdown right here to Chris Olave. Clemson was that outmanned as far as speed goes on the perimeter. All right, back in ace personnel, what I liked about Justin Fields in this particular game was definitely going through his progressions a lot more, at least being a little bit more consistent with it. Now, he's always gone through his progressions, but then there'll be long stretches of times where he's a one and done, right? One and done read guy. And he's tucking his tail and getting up out of there, right? So gonna have a table route here by Jeremy Ruckert. I think Farrell here running just an in-breaking route. You'll have Chris Olave, though. This is where the cheese is made. He's working to the sticks, right? So he's running a stick. And I'm not sure, it's probably a clear-out route up top there, but it's a three-man route combination over here. And he quickly gets through his progressions, working deep to short. Look at that. See him there? Bang. The quick game stuff. Going to definitely need to have that quick game stuff in vogue against Alabama. Can't push everything down the field. They're going to have a better pass rush, and they're going to have a better game plan, in my opinion, as well. So, see there? Right? You can see him reading and at the very least manipulating the deep coverage there. You see, I want to say Garrett Wilson up top right there. Yeah, he's running pretty much a stop route himself. He gets through those progressions right there. You can see here pseudo-man coverage, at least matchup zone. Landon Sanders going out with Jeremy Ruckert, vacates the middle of the field, and he got that out. It was a five-man pressure, right? Five-man pressure, Mike Jones being sent off the right side, and he gets it just in the nick of time. So it's what I like to see from Justin Fields right there. Rhythm and timing. All right, on this long bomb to Chris Olave, Fields did a great job of manipulating once again. Of course, running a post, Olave. Looks like another vertical route out here by Jameson Williams. Garrett Wilson, I think just on some type of in-breaking route and table route there by Jeremy Ruckert. And this time Clemson is in quarters coverage. So being able to manipulate these safeties, keeping two safeties back, but they're keeping them in quarters coverage here just so they can protect against the run. Their first step is usually towards the line of scrimmage in quarters coverage when you're playing the safety position. And you definitely, something you want to be thinking about with how great Trey Sermon is and how great they're running the ball. So you put them in a conflict of deployment, a conflict of assignment, and then the rest is just God-given talent. First of all, Justin Fields throws one of the most prettiest deep balls you'll see. He's like Russell Wilson. I cover Seattle Seahawks. Russell Wilson throws a very catchable deep ball, a lot of air under it and everything like that. This is very reminiscent of what Russell Wilson does through the air there, and Olave just killing Darian Kendrick, giving that boy vertigo. All right, so check it out. Front-facing play action fake. You can see the quarters coverage developing here. Everybody has their deep fourth of the field. But look, right here, looking at Ruckert, he knows he doesn't want to go to Ruckert. He knows exactly where he wants to go with this. He knows exactly where he wants to go, and it's right here. This was all set up. One hitch, mooned it. Nasty. Absolutely nasty, man. Come on. The great thing about Ryan Day is he will attack a certain weakness. He has that. That's a NFL mentality. If you have something that shows up on film, he will make sure to attack that. Some of these guys just will go with whatever, and they'll just be like, well, this is our style of offense. This is what we do, and it doesn't necessarily mesh with someone's weakness. Ryan Day knew that these guys were going to be weak at the safety position. They were weak at the safety position even before they had Nolan Turner out. But if you notice, a lot of the big plays came in the middle of the field, or they were inside or outside in type plays. Here's one of them as well. You're going to get, I think, an out route here by Jeremy Ruckert, clear out route by Garrett Wilson. Then behind there, right, you'll get a post route by Chris Olave here, and it's the void in the middle of the field because this safety right here, who I think wouldn't normally play on a Clemson team, Tyler Venables, he ends up going with the clear out route along with, I think, Joseph Charleston, the other safety. So two safeties going with one route, and that leaves a vacation in the middle of the field here. Ryan Day was doing this all game long. Watch it. Look at that. 2-on-1. You get yourself a 2-for-1 special here with a vacation, right? A 2-for-1 special for a vacation there. So Ryan Day down it up again. That's easy. Anybody can do that shit, bro. He was playing. He had mind control over Brent Venables. Yeah. When Brent Venables was told to shut up by Ryan Day, he shut up. But I bet you he started talking again when Ryan Day left. All right, look at this. It's going to be a switch release. You're going to have Olave here. Now, this is an empty route. It didn't go for anything. He's going to run a deep corner route, and you can just see the inexperience on the back half here. You have, I want to say, Farrell here. He's just running kind of a stick route. So it's high-low read here, but you can see this is all on these two guys right here. You can see him start to signal here, Venables, and then right away they're going with a 3-deep look, almost cloud coverage here with three safeties here, and someone gets their signals crossed. So I want to say it's the other safety, but look right there and there, he's paying attention to that, and you can see Olave with the switch release. They're targeting that deep middle of the field, working against the safety as well. Ryan Day got him open again, schemed it up. Justin Fields just couldn't hit it right there. So they were dialed into this shit, man. That's exactly how you do it. That's what I love about guys with an NFL background like that. Same thing with Nick Saban, though. He'll try to take away what you do best. So it's going to be a clash of the champions in that regard. All right, last one here. You're going to have Jackson Smith and Jigba. He's going to go in motion, making them declare that it's man coverage. You'll see the switch right here because the linebackers are also in man coverage, and you're going to have this particular linebacker right here. I'm not sure who this is. I want to say it's Skalski. He's obviously manned up with the running back, and no matter how they switch it or whatever like that, because of the strength of the defense, you'll see them switch places here. This particular linebacker still has Jeremy Ruckert. So can you stay disciplined in your assignment despite the fact that you're being shown different stuff pre-snap? They weren't good with this. Jeremy Ruckert on a block and release, wide open. Schemed them up again. When you start seeing stuff like tight ends, you wouldn't normally see in Ohio State, right? I said it a couple of years ago. Jeremy Ruckert is one of the best tight ends I ever seen on the prep level, having to cover high school football. And, man, you can almost forget that he's at Ohio State, sans like some crazy catch he'll make or whatever like that. But you saw these guys had a bunch of touchdowns with the tight end. That means they were working with the safeties or the middle of the field just in general. They knew it would be compromised. All right, you see it right there. Motion man. They have to switch from the close side of the formation there. He gets his wires crossed. They both go with the Trey Sermon right here. They're both going with the running back out to the flat. Their eyes are undisciplined there. You see Ruckert with the block and release. Too easy, especially when you flooded this side of the field with bodies. You can see here all the routes going to the left. This was a shot play designed to get the ball to Jeremy Ruckert. Really know where to go with this. You see the sprint left as well. Right, sprint left. That really floods the side of the field because you're thinking it's going to be a sprint out or one of those there type of plays. Throw back to the right. Easy. You guys know the rest there. Walk that bad boy in. So cannot wait for Alabama versus Ohio State. Extremely excited about that one. I'll have much more on both sides of the fence. So if you've never been to this channel, please don't come in with that bullshit. I'm going to cover this neutrally. Obviously, I do cover Alabama, though, so that is my fan base or a good majority of my fan base there. So a lot of it will be covered from what Alabama can do against Ohio State, but it's still from a neutral standpoint, and I'll have stuff for what Ohio State can do against Alabama as well. So keep it locked. Make sure you subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend, and I am out. Peace.
What more can I say?
Top Billin.